Hi friends, it's Analia from Analia Marie Designs. Today we're going to assemble my Happy Halloween banner and the 5 different decorative pieces that come with it. For supplies, you'll need your adhesive of choice. I have the Barely Art glue with the precision tip. You can also use a tape runner, whatever you prefer. I like the glue, it gives us a little bit of wiggle room. You'll also need some yarn or twine to string up your banner with. So this is a big ball of white Super Saver, and then some nice kind of fall or Halloween-y kind of twine. So I think I'll use this to assemble mine. Of course, you'll also need to cut all of the paper pieces. So here's my orange and black pieces for all of the lettering. And then I have all of my decorative pieces over here ready to go. A quick note about cutting. I've included this little bat SVG as a test cut piece. He's got a couple nice little curves in here, a little bit of small detail. I would recommend cutting out 1 or 2 of these guys with the paper that you're going to use to make sure that you have the right settings for your paper, how sharp your blade is, the machine that you're using, and that way you get nice cuts for all of the little pieces, especially for the decorative banners. So let's start with our spider. It's only 2 pieces, but it is a little bit fiddly. So we've got our spider here, and I'm gonna just go ahead and take this piece and bring it over and start applying some glue. Very careful to add just a small amount. Don't want it to squish out too much. You may prefer to use tape or some other adhesive. Okay, let's fold them over and kind of make sure that I get the little legs in the right place there. And give them all a pat. Now I'll let this dry and then I can come back in with the little fine point if I need to tack down any little tiny bits that maybe aren't stuck down as much as I'd like. Next, let's do our bat friend. So I'm just gonna take him and flip him over. You could really put the bat either way. Your holes on top are gonna line up, so that's personal preference. And I think for this guy, it's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna switch over to my little roller here. It does not have a little fiddly bits, so make sure we get our little top edges. And then I'm just gonna make sure that I try to line up the holes on top. And give it a little squish. And there we have our bat. Next up, let's do the candy corn. So the candy corn is 4 pieces, and because it's symmetrical, it doesn't really matter which way you glue them down as long as you glue them in the correct order. So, bring our little pieces over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and use tape for this one. Again, It's pretty straightforward, so as long as we kind of get around the edges and then the middle. And there we go, we have our nice candy corn piece. Up next, let's do our cauldron. So we have our green and our purple and then the cauldron piece. So first, we're going to stick our purple piece down to the cauldron. And you know, that candy corn was a little bit wobbly. So I'm gonna switch back to glue for this guy. It's a little bit more forgiving. It'll be a little slippery and slide things around into place. All right, there we go. Now the cauldron, again, it's symmetrical, so you can go glue it on either side. Don't have to worry about that. And then it's really up to you to kind of position it where you want. Let's get a little glue on here. The thing that I love about this Barely Art glue is this precision tip really makes it nice for these little tiny tidbits. Got some little tiny pieces here with the cauldron. There I go, gluing paper to myself again. There we go. Gotta just push that down. Give it a little chance to dry. And this Barely Art glue dries clear. It's a little bit squishing out, will be just fine. And then we'll set that aside to dry and move on to our last, the decorative pieces, our witch hat. So we have the gold buckle, we have the purple outside piece, and the green for the band, and then the black for the background. I'm gonna take my green piece for the band. Let's do a little glue here. Line up our holes at the top there. There's a little bit of a notch there to help line up the band. There we go. And then just need to put a little bit of glue on our buckle. If you like to use tweezers for tiny little bits, this would be maybe a good time to use it, or if you have one of those rhinestone picker upper tools. Just want to put that in place kind of in the middle there. Perfect. Pat that down and set that aside to dry. Next, we just have to finish all of the letters. So they all assemble in the same way. So for the sake of brevity, let's assemble the H together. So we all the letters have the orange background and the black front. And we just need to glue or tape down the letter, the black letter, onto the orange background. So do make sure that you're flipping these over when you are gluing them so that you glue on the correct side for your letters. Let's get a little glue in here on these little bits. All right. Again, kind of try to start by lining up the holes. And there we have the H. And then you just need to finish the rest of your letters and string it together. Thanks for crafting with me. We'll see you next time.